Do any of you want to talk about the Filioque?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I have a justification for the Filioque.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the Spirit is described as the Spirit of truth. Christ is the truth, from John 14:6. So conclusion one: Spirit of truth is just another term for the Spirit of Christ. Then the Spirit proceeds from the Father. The Spirit is of Christ. So then the conclusion: the Spirit that is of Christ proceeds from the Father, meaning he is from the Father through the Son.
Well, you're aware that the Spirit is not only called the Spirit of truth, right?
We mean there's other terms for it.
Yes, there's multiple terms.
Okay, but that wouldn't undermine the conclusion, right?
No, it actually does, because you're claiming, right, premise one, this the Spirit is called the Spirit of X. Premise two, therefore it must proceed from X, right?
No.
So because it is called, no?
No, the part that followed was Christ is truth, right? So Jesus Christ is the truth. So the Spirit of truth is of Christ.
Well, exactly. So because he's called the Spirit of truth, therefore it must proceed from him, right?
No, it's just the Spirit of Christ.
The point.
But I mean,
he's called the Spirit of Christ.
But I mean, there's examples of the Holy Spirit proceeding from Christ in the Bible, right? So Jesus breathes the Holy Spirit onto the disciples.
That doesn't mean it proceeds from him. Don't put one which is happening in a time next to something which is eternally.
I'm not sure that distinction is made in the Bible. I mean, procession just means sending, and it's Christ that sends the Holy Spirit.
No, bro. That's not true. Proceeding doesn't mean sending. Proceeding, the Greek word that is used in John 15:26 is ekporouet mai. And that means, according to the church fathers, and according to John's theology, that means coming forth from an origin. That means the Spirit existence comes from the origin. What origin? The Father.
Which is stated in John as well, where Jesus says that the Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father.
That's exactly my point there.
Okay.
The word proceeds, let me post it as well.
Right, because in English, procession just means that it's something that's being sent.
Exactly, right. Well, that's a definition, but remember, the definition of a word is described in the context. So, begotten, for example, if you search up the definition of it, it means to come forth from, like, having, like, sex, right? But Jesus is begotten. So now if you think about it, it doesn't apply to Jesus, right? That definition?
I think so. I might not be following, but yeah.
Of course not, because Jesus, the Father, never had a partner to make Jesus. But begotten, the definition of begotten means, that's what it means.
Yeah.
But now the context defines what the word means. So the biblical understanding of begotten is Jesus eternally was generated from the Father.
Okay.
Yeah. So it does not mean that the Father had a partner or anything to make Jesus. So back to the point, right? The Greek word, as you can see in the picture that I sent you.
Ekporamai. Is that what you're asking me to look at? Ekporamai.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's the Greek word that is used by John the Apostle. Right.
Okay.
So yeah, just because there's Jesus sent the Holy Spirit, that doesn't mean it proceeds from. By the way, in the same John, Jesus stated that.
Let's make the distinction.
Sure.
So in John 15:26, Jesus says, "I send," right? Let's actually show him the distinction because it's important to see. So do you see that he says, "Whom I shall send"?
Yeah, from the Father.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Jesus says, "I send from the Father, the Spirit of truth who proceeds from the Father." Now, he just made a distinction. He says, I send, but he proceeds.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, I get you now. Yep. Yeah, I see the problem now.
If I send you an email, right? Now, who is the founder of email?
Well, yeah, it's not the same person that sends it, right? Yeah.
Exactly. It's like Google, for example, is the founder of it. I just sent it to you. I'm not the founder. I'm not the one, the causer of it. So Jesus sends the Spirit, but that doesn't imply that now he is the one that's like the source of the Spirit.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, so he makes like a distinction there, sending and proceeding.
Yeah, I suppose I have to agree.
Yeah, basically, right.
So therefore Filioque is false.
It seems so.
It's not really found in the Bible either. You will find in John, and I mean in Revelation somewhere. They will point you out to Revelation. Some Catholics, they will tell you, but Revelation teaches it. Well, sure, but the proceeding there is not the same word used. And second point is that this is talking about economic example. So it calls the Spirit pure water of life. Now, how can the Spirit be pure river of water of life eternally? That eternally proceeds from the throne of God. It's impossible. But in John 15:26, the Spirit's name truly is there. He's called the Spirit of truth, and the Helper, which is in Greek, pneuma. Like the context again implies what it means.
Okay.